Mic on.
Here we go. Documenting a new Abyssal Demon task. Got 181 to go. Just gearing up. And we'll be off to the races. Pretty typical setup for Sire. I don't know why I always pick up Astrals instead of Souls. And then Eternal Crystal for my home telly. Let's grab some sharks. There we go. Got the Oath Plate, Vernic Treads, almost max. I don't have a Prim Crystal yet. Bear's Gloves, Light Bear, Oath Plate, Emberlight, Rancor, Fire Cape, Slayer Helmet, all good stuff. And then B-Claws for Specking, Scobo for the Vents. And we go to Dip. There we go. We'll see if this guy's open. I like this one the most. There it is. I'm going to World Hop. I've had good luck here. Let's see here. Prefer US West. There we go. No adventures. Quick look at the clog. Like I said, I've done one task. Got 2 unsireds. Pulled Pet. Crazy. And then got the Bludgeon Spine. So, looking for these 2 other Bludgeon pieces. Abbey Dagger. And then the Head and Jar. We'll see what we get. Got 181 on this task. So the hope is to get at least 2 unsired. And we'll stay above rate. At least 1. Getting 1 is minimum. Classic though, didn't swap to Ancient, so we're gonna go back. There we go. Quick pull. Get the Runji back up. Alrighty, here we go. Drop a shark back there. And let's get it. Shadow. And now respiratories. Scobo and Rune Arrows seems to work fine. Every now and again I'll splash, but I never miss the stun timer. There we go. Super Combat. Back to Emberlight. Antidote Sip. And then I attack him right as he starts moving. Let's go. And I'm on Slash because Emberlight. I always save my specs for back here, limit the amount of time in that last phase. This will be a good task, though. Should get me really close to 93 Slayer. Let me get a Cult Amulets. Cult Necklaces. Will be good. Alright, he'll push me back. Quick Prayer Sip. Alright, now we spam specs. Swap Prey Ranged. Step back. He teleports. Step back. And I've auto retaliate on. Nice. Nice. Easy fix. I feel like the fastest way getting back there is just top in Xanaris real fast. Love having Elite Lumbee done. Helps a ton. One thing I wish is that instead of having this extra long part, is that the arena just came out right away. I know they did that so it doesn't clip the Abyss, though. Grab that shark real quick so it doesn't get lost. Equip. Back where I want it. All right, there we go. We drop that one again, and we're off to the races. All right, auto retaliate is off. So that will not happen again. Alright, there's the push. One more attack. We step back, wait for the explosion. There we go. Attack. Move. Money. Too easy. Gotta drop another shark. There we go. When he moves, there we go. Also got my eye on the 100 Thieves Send match going on right now in Valorant. Alright, he's about to push. One more attack. Step back. Explosion. Alright, we're in. One more attack. Move. too easy. Couple Mystic Lava Staves, nice. Grab both of these, drop one, and we're right back at it. Yeah, Mystics, that's a 100k so far. That fucker sometimes just hits for so much. Ooh, big 60? Wait, blow up, and we're in. Another 49k, we'll take it. Next trip, I'll bring the magic cape, see if we can get a Venge kill for the combat task. Range, Shark Prayer Pot. Step back, wait, explode in. Get one more attack, move. Tab, one, move. There we go. Take a step back. In. Take 2 attacks. Almost 2 attacks. Go. Easy. Easy. Splashing. Go. Step back, wave, portal, bam. Two attacks. One attack. Ooh, quick teleport, nice. get some streamer luck, sire. I'm gonna fill up my water. Sire's gonna hook a brother up this kill, though. It's exciting. Quick telly. Oof, Rune or let's fill up the water. Alrighty. We shouldn't use Westos, so we're gonna recall. We'll get reset up. There's 9 kills in a trip. Could do 10 probably. If I do some flicking. Go. All right, here we go. Easy. One more hit. Two hits. I get one hit. Late move.
Greetings chosen, I've been waiting here for you since the beginning of this universe. You know the world is fading. There's a secret power hidden in your soul. Don't be afraid to use it. There are voices in your head saying that you're a failure. Whispers, you're not good enough, but you know that's not true. There is a secret power hidden.
Here we go.
Don't be afraid to use it.
Wow, Splash City. Back up. And get another spec. Ooh, a little tough. Blew up in my face for a second there.
Calling out Mayday.
Mic off. Mic on.
Couple of runite bars. Don't love they're not noted. Got one more hit after this. I might have to do some redemptioning on this one. Just make sure I get it. We'll do a super sip. Should be able to get 2 specs with B claws in phase 2. There we go, big hits. We'll prey ranged. Oh, the big 64. Too easy. We'll try another. Big 54. Oh my god. What poor timing to have the antidote run out. Is what it is. Just do one while I am here, I guess. Big hits. Oh yeah, there we go. Phased. One more hit. Back up. Easy. All right, there we go. Super antidote. Sharks. Deposit 1. And we go. That was yucky. Crazy sheriff shot. Very close to phasing. Big hit. Rip. One more hit. Teak seeds.
Something's gonna bring the change. Journeys we are meant to take. Something at the edge of space, calling us to fly away.
One more hit. Five more.
Tú pones el corazón y la pasión, yo pongo el ritmo. Hagamos todos juntos que esto sea como un himno. Nos has hecho ver las cosas con mucho más optimismo. Gracias por no cambiar y seguir siendo tú mismo. Tus vídeos han llegado a cada esquina, de España para el mundo, desde México, Argentina, pasando por Colombia, Filipinas, Venezuela y Ecuador, Guatemala, Panamá, Puerto Rico, El Salvador y muchos más lugares por nombrar. Disfrutar de tu familia, del momento y de los fans, y no volver atrás, poder recordar, porque lo que quita el tiempo luego ya no te lo dan. Todos te seguimos, has cambiado este planeta. Rompes la distancia cuando haces la maleta y tienes la receta, porque shipear un Z cuando ha sido Rubén Ángel más real que mis tetas. Lo sabe bien y comparte cosas con Rubén. Al rabo te da igual lo que todos ven, y el Ruby, oh my god, es el 100%. Vídeos divertidos, muchos ven ternura en tus locuras sin sentido. Créeme cuando te digo que te entiendo y que no todo ha sido bueno en el camino, pero tú no te has rendido para ser un victorino.
Four, five, six, seven, 8, 9, 10.
Come and fly away with me. 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 Don't you be afraid, everything will change. You and I jumping off the edge. They say dreamers never die, so come and fly, come and fly, come and fly away with me. We're rising, we're falling, make it through. We're climbing, we're soaring, 1,000 views. Still and silent, calm before the storm. Gold and diamond, jewels behind the throne. Into the night, out of the dark, take to the sky, chasing the stars. All that we said, all that we are, waiting to fly. This is the start. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine. Euphoria. Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine. Euphoria.
31 seconds. Auto sequence start.
Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious. Living the dream, yours and mine. Euphoria. Hide and seek, reason
All right, gonna do a 200th kill, then hop off.
living the dream. Stone and feather move outside your head. Now or never, strong in every step. Give me a sign, hitting the mark. Take to the sky, chasing the stars. Open your eyes, watching afar. Waiting to fly, this is the start.
Alrighty, here we go.
Hide and seek, reason and rhyme, grand and glorious.
Shit. 14-13 overtime. That was brutal. Damn. Double OT. Jesus, can I hit? What is happening? It was terrible. I just couldn't hit. Come on. What is my hit right now? Here we go. Jeez. Easy. Easy.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were lined with adventure, mountains in the way couldn't keep us from the sea. Here we stand open arms. This is home where we are, ever strong in the world that we made. I'm still here in the breeze, see your shadows in the trees, moving on, memories never change.
Here we go. There we go. Guy just doesn't want me to leave. There we go. 100 Thieves 1. Huge. What a game. Go. Easy. Okay.
GM to YouTube. The Winter Summit has happened, and we have the year's roadmap in front of us. Isn't it beautiful? It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. There's a ton to talk about. Raids 4 got announced, new quest with a new solo boss got announced, and a bunch of other little stuff. I'm gonna start less interesting and then end with the cool stuff, okay? All right. First of all, Deadman All-Stars is June 20th, and it's going to be in person in Chicago with 3,000 seats. So instead of like the everybody getting DDoSed or whatever, it's gonna be LAN in front of a huge crowd, and I am going to be there. I'm one of the people involved with All-Stars. It's going to be sick. I've never done Deadman, so it's going to be very, very interesting for me. But we've been dipping into PvP a little bit. I've been showing off the chops a little bit. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. The other thing, let me get out of the way, is Ringfest coming up. It's October 3rd and 4th at NEC. Very, very cool. Also plan on going to that. So those are the big events coming up. Let's talk about content. First of all, they announced Leagues, which is actually coming in April. So very, very soon this is coming. They really didn't show too much. The theme is so sick with it being
The theme is so
666
cool.
with Yama. The theme is very, very cool. They didn't show too much with how it's going to work, but they said that we are starting in Yama's lair. And they've hinted at some more like slight deviations from past leagues. So not much that we know like for certain what it's going to be like gameplay wise, but they showed some really, really cool rewards. We have a very, very sick outfit. We have a very cool banner with some flames and Yama on the front. The teleport animation, which is one of my favorite. It's like a bunch of imps drag you down into hell. Oh, it's so good. Demonic Throne's kind of whatever. Thrall reskins is a really good idea for a reward. I'm so down for that. And then we have some weapon reskins, Tridents, Ivan Staff, which is whatever, and then Soul Reaper Axe. That's
The
Yama's
Soul
axe.
Reaper
That's really
axe.
cool. That's
Yep,
really, really
that's
cool.
cool.
Some very cool rewards. Also, skins of Oathplate Slayer helmets, which are going to be sick as well. And if you have Radiant, you can get a Radiant Slayer helmet. That's going to be rad. Really cool for like Cerberus tasks, that kind of thing. Reskin Demon Butler, red skin, and that's it. Some really, really good Leagues rewards. I honestly think this might be the strongest rewards we've seen from Leagues. So those are very sick. Next, we have their plans for sailing. So what are they going to do? The first thing is they're focusing on combat. And this is something I've been really interested in because I haven't known how exactly they're planning to rework this because it just doesn't seem like a feasible task. I'm going to just summarize. Basically what they're doing is they're making the cannon affected by range gear. They're making it so you get double cannonballs per bar. And they're making it so your regular weapons do full normal damage. Basically what they're doing is making it so cannons are bonus damage, kind of like thralls, off your crewmates, and it's boosted by range gear if you choose to use it yourself. Which honestly is probably the best way they could have gone with this, kind of make it more background than making it the main source of combat. I know a lot of people are like kind of iffy on this probably, but I really don't see how else they could have made this interesting. Just making it so you use your normal weapons, and then the cannons are like a side option for bonus damage if you're willing to bring cannonballs. I don't know how else they could have done this, and it works. It works fine. It's not too amazing, but I think it does the job just fine. So this is one of the lengthier blogs, so I'm not going to go over everything. They're adding some new stuff like a new Barracuda trial, player designed island, that kind of thing. The one thing I wanted to point out is this Griffin change, which I really don't like. Basically, they say that they're trying to make it more similar to getting a zombie axe to get the Bell's Folly, which is a big problem. It's really, really rare, hard to get from a rare Slayer task. So what they're doing is they're adding an extension, increasing the weight of Griffin, and they're doing this at the same time as adding combat achievements, but they're not buffing the rates on the rapier and dropping combat achievements. I'm not a big fan. I don't think this boss needs combat achievements. Just skip them. And I really think that the rapier just should be like a 1 in 100. I don't mind that it's a Slayer task you can unlock, all that, that's fine, but it really needs to be way more common. It's just not worth it, and this isn't gonna make it worth it for people to start going. It's a slight benefit, but this is not it. Like, I wish they didn't do this. I'm gonna quick touch on the player design islands. This is insanely long. This is 4 different options that players have submitted, and
Wow.
it's very, very lengthy. Unfortunately, Hedrons didn't make it in. We wipe a tear. It is what it is. Of these, most of them are like crafting focused or agility focused for the most part. Almost all of them have some kind of crafting or agility method. Personally, I like the first one the best, which has like a PvP practice boss and then a hybrid like agility crafting method that's kind of interesting. A lot of them have some merit to it. Some of them I really don't like. There's one that has a Slayer Master that's specifically on islands only, like island only Slayers. I don't want to do that. Yeah, some of these have some interesting ideas. At this point, we're just going to vote on which one gets added. Personally, my pick is the first one. I think it has the most merit. Some of the other ones are cool too. I don't hate any of them. Now into the stuff that I care about. New bosses, new stuff. Okay, first is Vampire GM Quest, Blood Moon Rises. This also adds a solo repeatable boss. So let's take a look at that. Okay, first is Blisterwood Flail upgrade. So this is just better for killing vampires. Instead of 5 tick, it's 4 tick. It has a 25% damage and accuracy bonus. Very, very strong against vampires. It doesn't have like a unique spec or anything. You're just gonna kill them a lot faster, which is gonna make getting blood shards a lot easier. Okay, next we have a really interesting spec weapon. This is a stab weapon, 50% spec energy. It always deals 70% of its max damage on a successful hit. And if the target's remaining HP is lower than that value, the attack will, it says instead, but in the text down here, it says including, roll exactly 70% of its max accuracy, making it a reliable way to finish off tougher targets. Basically what this means, if thing is under the max hit of what you're going to hit, you roll 70% and it'll finish off the target. That's the idea. So this is an execute weapon. Potential uses that I think of right off the bat are Fasani. Each phase of Fasani is going to be a thing that you should be able to finish. So you'll be able to use this spec to finish every single phase. Really good on a lot of bosses in Toa, like Kefri or the end of Akka. that kind of thing. It's definitely got some interesting uses that people are going to figure out as well. Beyond that, I think this is a neat kind of gimmick spec that will definitely see some use. It's a good idea. Next is a new woodcutting method, which is basically just semi AFK 50 to 60k woodcutting XP an hour, but this is going to give you bloodwood sap, and bloodwood sap is going to be used to make seeker arrows. These may be the strongest addition that we're seeing from this update. These can be fitted to any standard arrowhead, including dragon, amethyst, rune, and others, enhancing the base arrow rather than competing with it. When applied, seeker arrows provide plus 23 ranged accuracy. Keep in mind, arrows don't have any accuracy. So this is just strictly on all ammunition-based bows, T-bow, scorching bow, MSB, plus 23 accuracy, which is about the same as Masori legs. This is a ton of accuracy, as well as a minimum hit bonus of plus 2, raising your minimum damage from 1 to 3, which matters a lot more on fast weapons like an MSB versus a T-bow, but it still is definitely hefty. So these arrows are absolutely disgusting. I'm thinking the strongest thing, I haven't seen the calcs yet, hasn't been added to Gearscape yet, but I'm imagining the best use is going to be Scobo Doom with that plus 23 ranged accuracy. Considering you're using Void on a very fast weapon, bonus accuracy is really, really impactful, and having a higher minimum hit on a fast weapon matters a lot more. So it's going to be very, very strong for that, I would imagine. And how do you make those? What's the process in making them? Chop bloodwood trees, get the sap. There's going to be some kind of drop from the boss that's going to multiply the amount of sap in some way, and you're going to treat logs with the sap and then cut them into their own type of special arrow shafts, and then you attach those to the heads basically, and you make super arrows. Alternatively, you can apply the sap to existing arrows. So if you have a big supply of dragon arrows and an iron, you don't have to like, oh, now I have a bunch of useless dragon arrows. You can still convert those into these. So you have both options. Basically, these are going to be really, really disgusting. Ranged is getting a really big buff in these arrows. All standard bows are getting a massive buff, and that includes the T-bow, which is the strongest ranged weapon. So interested to see how these shake out. I'm very curious how this is going to make Bofa play out, because Bofa is not getting buffed by these arrows at all. You can't use arrows with a Bofa. So will Bofa still be useful after this? We'll see. Also very interested in how this works with a Venator bow. Does a Venator bow get a minimum hit of 3 on every single hit splat? That could be really, really strong. Also, accuracy on Venator bow is really important because it rolls each of those splats for accuracy. So Venator bow is going to get a huge buff off of this as well. You're going to see Slayer being a lot better, and Coliseum runs are going to be a lot faster. This is a new hunter activity. They're getting a lot of good methods in. A lot of these skills needed some new methods, so it's good to have woodcutting and hunter as having new options for training up. Basically, I don't know how you pronounce these. Stim pikes? I don't know. Something. But basically, it's kind of like Caramblon. You're going to collect some kind of bait that takes 76 hunter. That bait is going to be used to lure these down and catch them at 82 hunter. And the idea is that these are basically pure XP. Like, they are not going to give you rewards, but it's going to be good for pure XP. And it seems like it's going to be more relaxed than options like Tick Manip Chins or something like that. This is going to be a more chill method. Like, the bait is going to be kind of active to get, and then it's going to be more chill when you're actually like catching these. Not a bad idea. Next, we have Leech Fins, which is a new fishing method. And they say 60k XP an hour. It keeps the method competitive without overtaking any existing high efficiency training methods. And then they say when it comes to interaction, it sits firmly in the medium interaction space. If you've tried the fishing activity in Moons of Peril, where you're going like catching the different directions of the fish, you can expect something broadly similar here. I assume not the exact same, but kind of like that. I would love for them to stop doing this like they did with sailing, trawling, where it's just like really bad XP, but it's mainly focusing on resources, and just let this be decent XP, or make it AFK. Make this like 80 to 90k XP an hour, or just make it like AFK and then like 40 to 50k, something like that. I hate that every new fishing method is also really terrible for XP. It doesn't feel good. Like, it doesn't feel like you want to go do this. Okay, what do the fish do? They let you make this sandwich, a leech fin sandwich. When eaten, the sandwich heals you for 16, increases your next attack delay by 2 ticks. So this is a Karam 1 for attack delay. Sets your next eat delay to 9 ticks. So what that means is in the time you could have eaten 3 pieces of fish, you can only eat 1 of these, but it's only 2 ticks off your attack cooldown. Kind of confusing. And it causes your next successful melee hit to heal an additional 16 HP. It says the secondary heal must be triggered within 12 seconds. If you fail to land a successful melee hit, the additional healing is lost. So this is 32 health food if you are meleeing, or can fit in like a melee attack. It's a little gimmicky for my taste, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I kind of wish it was just like a delay. like the other foods, but 32 health delayed heal, but has that huge like tick delay between eats. So you really have to like eat them at a very specific time. Like you don't want to just like do this willy-nilly. So like there's a risk reward kind of aspect to it versus just like handing you a ton of health if you're meleeing. This is just like super good food for like Tob, Vardorvis, that kind of thing. But you're not really like gonna actively think about this. You're just gonna kind of eat it instead of normal food and get a lot of health. Maybe this is really cool in PvP. I'm not super versed in that, so maybe this is interesting. I kind of wish they tweaked this a bit and tuned it because I think it's kind of a lot going on and it's kind of confusing for most players. They're also adding a new Slayer creatures, which are just an alternative to Vampire Task. So if you have a Vampire Task, you can either kill Sentinels or Venators. They are 74 Slayer. This is addressing a pain point where Sentinels are often heavily crowded. You know, Reddit has always been asking for like a Slayer Task specific spot for Vyres. Well, this is it. These are primarily single combat encounters. They have more reward focused than XP focused and a higher intensity alternative to standard Vyres. The reward is higher rate of blood shards, which is really nice. Those have been really, really annoying to collect on Iron, and now we have a decent option to kind of passively get them through Slayer tasks. They also mention you can kill them off task, and the way you do that is not normal. You basically are earning access by doing the Hunter method up here. So the more of this Hunter you do, the more time you're going to get to kill, kind of like Warriors Guild tokens, I guess. The more of this Hunter you do, the more time you get at the really good blood shard spot. Just really weird, but I don't hate it. It's an interesting option. And Paprika wanted to bring to you the new boss, which I'm very, very excited for. It's like a disgusting like parasite of like the corpse of one of the bat guys that's related to Zarpus. Very, very cool. Venators are like Zarpus's race, so it's Zarpus but with a huge maggot sticking out. Pretty crazy. The Maggot King. They basically explain nothing here, but they say if you're the sort of player eyeing up the Inferno or in the middle of your Fasani grind, you'll feel right at home here. Vibe check on this implies it's a little harder than Yama, which is sick to see. I was kind of worried it was gonna be like, I don't know, like a Slayer boss tier, like a Raxor or something like that, but it sounds like they're doing something a little harder, so that's cool to see. Specifically solo, and gives a lot of really good rewards, which we're going to go into. First is the Necklace of Pursuit, which is an upgrade to the Anguish, and then the Crimson Bludgeon. So let's take a look at that. They start off with the Crimson Bludgeon. This is basically Crush Claws, and it's so much simpler than Claws. I'm really happy about that. It rolls Crush 4 times. The more rolls that you succeed, the higher damage you're going to do on your one single hit slot. If all 4 of the Crush rolls land, it's going to hit really, really hard. Incredibly hard. And they've set it so it's just slightly lower max hit than Claws, so it doesn't overtake. But they've said it'll be really good at Crush bosses. And at things that are 0 defense, it's going to be like comparable to Claws. So this is like a Claws alternative that's really good for Crush. Next, we have Anguish Upgrade, the Necklace of Pursuit, which is +7 accuracy, +3 range strength, and +1 prayer over the Anguish, which is massive. 3 range strength is disgusting on any single item. This is gonna be pipe max hits, it's gonna be T-bow max hits. This is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a ton of damage. And when you combine this with the arrow upgrade, this starts to get like insane for range. Like this is maybe a little too much for ranged at once. Mono, from my chat, threw up like a quick basic calc with the idea. This doesn't include the minimum hit, and it doesn't include the Venator ring. But you can see T-bow and Void versus Scythe in Oathblight with Torva Helm, like the typical max for Tob. T-bow is just 1% less than the Scythe and basically max, and that's without Venator ring, and it's without the minimum hit factored in, which is a little problematic. The fact that T-bow is now overtaking Scythe on Tob bosses is, I don't know. I feel like they might need to tune back the rewards a little bit, or also think about adding a melee reward at the same time, because this is a lot for range all at once, maybe too much. I think it's very important that Scythe remain bis at the rate it comes from. Like Scythe needs to stay that way because that's its like primary use is Tob. I'm not sure how this shakes out at places like Colosseum where T-bow and Scythe are very close, but this is a huge push for range, which is the main takeaway. So maybe something they need to keep in mind. It's a little worrying. And last but not least is Raids 4, the Fractured Archive. So some kind of Gothics themed raid. Let's take a look at it. They do not give a ton of details here, but what they do say is we're taking a Tob styled approach, which they have said on Q&As. Taking a Tob styled approach, and you'll face a bunch of demi-bosses, no puzzles, and have an epic showdown with a final boss. It's you, your friends, the fight of your lives. It's too early to discuss things like difficulty. We're comfortable saying that our intent here, similar to Tob, is to make a group of bosses where the focus is on simple mechanics, leaving plenty of space for you to optimize. Okay. They mention players will be able to solo, though our current plan, subject to change, please don't change, is for the raid to scale between 2 and 8 players, meaning solo clears will be possible but difficult. This is perfect! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. I've already seen Redditors complaining about this. Cry more! Cry more! Oh my god, a team raid? No! A team raid with the option to solo if you want to? That sounds like Chambers. Wow, crazy. Everybody hates that raid. This is how every raid should be. No raid should be solo. No raid should be easier to solo, better to solo. This is good. Thank God. To Reddit, keep bitching. And subject to change, honestly, I hope they just remove that line. It should not be subject to change. This is how a raid should be. There needs to be team content in this game, and raid should be it. Sorry. Keep crying.
Mic off.
There'll be a practice mode, which allows players to jump into any boss in the raid and practice killing it on regular difficulty. This will not be available at release and will instead launch in the weeks following. Amazing. I love this. I love this so much. Doesn't take away the race for World's First. Gives people a chance to practice the raid. Awesome. I love that. On release, a full team wipe will reset the raid. In the weeks following, we'll move to a TOA-style wipe system where you have infinite tries but reduced rewards and dwindling resources. So the same as Cox later, but at release it has wipes. So you have the race to World's First, like completely preserved, and then they change the way it works after. Chef's kiss. I love this. I love this so much. Because we saw like when Chambers released, who knows who got the first Chambers? Because you could die over and over and over. Nobody knows who got the first Chambers. So this will be like Chambers, but someone will actually be the first to complete it. I love this. I love this so much. As a streamer who wants to like push for World's First, this is sick for me. Accessing the archive will require completion of Well Gothic Sleeps, and we know that this prohibits some builds from accessing the encounter, but we'll talk more about accommodating. So requires Well Gothic Sleeps. That's a fairly steep requirement. I think that's probably the hardest requirement for any raid. It's definitely harder than Beneath Cursed Sands. So that's a toughie to get access to. My plan when this releases, which is in winter, it's like a long ways away, like almost a year away. Hit up Bodhi, get a god team going, and try to get World's First for teams, and then go and try to attempt World's First solo after. So it'll be a sick launch for sure. Like we'll be pushing and it'll be very, very, very fun. I'm very down for that. We saw Bodhi absolutely destroy with Doom, so I think we'll do pretty well. I think so. Good odds at World's First at least. Porkazard, stay away. No. They mentioned they're not ready to talk about rewards yet. I wish they would have shown some, but I'm sure they're cooking. So we'll keep an eye on it as we go moving forward. Just like we did with Mocha, we'll be talking about every blog. If there's issues with items.
Mic on.
We'll be talking about it. Stay tuned. And they have a little bit of concept art baked for the raid. It looks very inspired by World Wakes if you're an RS3 player. That like mid-game, I guess, quest. It felt like endgame when it came out, but it's not really. Where they have like, they were showing like different God Wars factions fighting, which happens in that quest. So kind of, it seems like they're kind of inspired by that quest, but turning it into a raid, which is kind of sick. So they have some images showing like what the raid kind of looks like. We have a boss, which is like a skull with like roots, like keeping it together. That looks so cool. And then we have some kind of like Saradomin night boss with like a bloodied cape. It looks really sick. Looks really, really sick. They're absolutely cooking. I can't wait to see what else they're doing with this. Not a ton to show for raids. I wish there was more, but I'm very hyped to see this. I'm glad they're showing a lot of it. It's very, very cool. I checked Reddit, which I never recommend for like a vibe check. I've seen a lot of people complaining that all this content is pushed towards the second half of the year and it's kind of getting pushed back. I just wanted to mention that I made the pleated Jagex video a long time ago complaining about a lack of content, and now that we're actually getting content but it's just a little later than they suggested it would be, people are complaining super hard. It's very backwards because I got so much flack for that. Very, very interesting. I'm very happy that Jagex is taking their time and trying to make this stuff refined. Solid updates for us. They said that with Blood Moon Rises it just wasn't coming together fast enough, so they're pushing it a few months down the line, and they're giving us leagues earlier to make up for it. Makes total sense to me. I am sick of things coming out like half-baked, like Yama contracts, and Doom as a whole just kind of like not perfect. I want them to really take their time on bosses and add stuff that stands the test of time, stuff that we're doing like years down the line. Like think stuff like Zulrah. Like people still kill Zulrah to this day. Like, that's a solid boss fight. More stuff that stands the test of time. Chambers of Zarek, Inferno, that kind of thing. We shouldn't be adding stuff that's like Colosseum, where like now it's just not worth grinding really at all with Splinter prices because it's botted to hell. You know, you get what I'm saying. Basically, I want them to cook more on content. If it takes more time, it takes more time. They should take their time with stuff and make it good. I'm very happy that they're doing this. 2 of the Yama contracts when it came out were just completely impossible to complete. And Mocha, when it came out, people could not enter the hole to go to the next part of the boss fight, and it was instantly killing hardcores in certain situations. It was not complete. It was not finished. It needed more time. And even now, to this day, I feel like both of those still could like use some help. Like, they're not fully finished. I would rather an update be mostly completed before. I'm sure like there's always going to be balance tweaks and stuff after stuff comes out. But at least if I feel like the update is mostly finished and then they put the little like last finishing touches on after, that's what should be happening. It shouldn't be like, oh, people are dying, nothing is possible to complete, a Soul Reaper Axe hits 500, you know, and stuff comes out. You know what I'm saying? And that is it for the video. Kind of a longer one, sorry. I'm very excited for like all the events like All-Stars and RuneFest. I'll also be doing Deadman when that comes out, so that'll be a lot of fun. If you want to read any of this, they have blogs on literally every piece of content we went over. It's like a million different blogs that will all be in the description below, so you can go click on it, read for yourself, form your own opinion for once, maybe. Nah, don't do that. All right, leave a like if you liked it, and or subscribe. Bye!
Hey, what's up, dude?
Hi, friend. What doing?
I got another Sire task.
Nice.
So, if you have anything you're jiving for, you can get me out.
Are you wanting to be bailed out?
I don't know. Sire's chill. It definitely makes me sleepy though. So I mean, at least having you here will make me less sleepy.
True.
But
Can also Valorant it up, because that'll guaranteed put you back in the mood for RuneScape.
I don't know if I'm ready for Valo right now. I think I want to do that a little bit later. But if there's anything you wanted to do in RuneScape together, I'd be down. And if you're not wanting to do RuneScape, I can just do some more Sire for a little bit, and then we can do Valo in a little bit.
If you just started Sire, you can do that right now.
I've done 50 kills.
What, since I left?
Yeah. Literally after you left,
You
I got the task.
Did you spend any time with your wife?
I went and checked on her. She's just reading right now, so...
Alright, well...
Yeah, so...
Yeah,
Oh, crap. Fuck.
Did you die?
Yeah, I did my switch to claws when I shouldn't have. Rip.
I can do some Slayer if that's what you're gonna do then.
Oh, shit.
Uh,
To be clear, I'd be down to do something else in RuneScape if you were wanting to, but if you'd rather just Slayer until we do Valo, that's fine too.
I'm just not sure what to do in RuneScape together right now, because obviously we can always send Moriyama, or send a Toa, or something.
We could do a Yama or a Toa. We could do some DT2 bosses. We could do Mocha. Got options.
Those ones are solos.
Yes, but we could do them together at the same time. Solo together.
That's true. Solo together. That's true.
Could even send a Tobbers if we wanted to try that. That's an option. What else have we not done? Could also do some Gutter's Dungeon. So there's options. But if none of that sounds like fun, we can always just chill for a little bit and do Valos in a bit.
Para realmente ser un grande, tienes que estar con la gente y no por encima de ella. Mi vida era normal hasta que descubrí YouTube. Podía pasarme horas.
I do have my dinner. I'm going to eat too shortly. What were you going to say?
If I was gonna learn to raid it, it would sadly have to be Cox.
Are you in a Cox mood? That's a little tough.
I didn't say that. I just said if there was one I was gonna learn, it would have to be that one.
Why have to?
Because it gives you so much better stuff than Top does.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Like substantially more, way impactful stuff. Now Top is cool, and Top will be fun. But also, I'm like, dude, I can't justify Tob right now. Like, there's so much like crazy good shit out of Cox.
True.
Cox's loot is insane.
Yeah, it's good.
Also, since we know that this is going to be the year of the bow, we have to get
T-bows. We'll see. I bet they nerf those arrows a little bit because they're insane.
They looked really good. I'll fill that up for you. Yeah, the arrows look disgusting, and if it's just like, oh, you can cut this tree and then put it on your arrows you already have, it's like, well, that's gross.
I do like that it's giving like a really good reward for completing a Grandmaster quest. But yeah, it is a very good reward. So they just need to be sure when they add it, that's all.
I would have rather that they did something to make crossbows better instead. make it
Yeah.
a thing that you can put on crossbows, so that they're a viable alternative to using a bow.
Mm-hmm.
Because ranged is already the best style. in the
Oh, yeah.
game. Not even close. So it's like, I don't know. It didn't need help, but this just pushes it even more, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I don't know. It's not what I would have hoped for.
Yeah.
Because like when you're like, oh, but criminal bolts, I was like, oh, maybe like not but criminal bolts, but like maybe let's explore that path a little bit more. Because I don't like that crossbow utility is hinged entirely upon specking with the
Mm-hmm.
ZCB with blood bolts. It's like
Well, that's the
it'd be a
thing.
lot cooler.
They could have done criminal bolts because in RS3, criminal bolts is just the highest tier of bolts that you can additionally put enchanted enchanted tips on.
Yeah. So I think it would have been cooler if, like, because let's think about the things that make one-handed mage and, well, one-handed melee particularly. One-handed melee is viable because you have an offhand that boosts your stats enough to make it good, right? And obviously you could get the Twisted Buckler, which does just that. Much harder to get than a Dragon Defender, but gives you, essentially like the same best in slot sort of effect, I guess, as getting like an Avernic.
Mm-hmm.
But for a combat style that's useless,
Yep.
because the main problem is the main hands. And it's interesting because it like teeters on like being too good sometimes. Like I think it's actually really hard to balance crossbows for that reason, because like the funny blue gun is actually insane and is like a PvP staple.
Mm-hmm.
Despite it being a fucking rune crossbow, it's like, what could they do to make a crossbow, something that's like T-bowish, but doesn't become busted by using the ruby bolts on it or whatever. So part of me is like, maybe the answer is to just do a new crossbow with a new type of bolt that's just like a new bis, essentially.
That
for
you
one-handed
can't
range.
use enchanted bolts on.
Yeah, so you could do spec switches, and that would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
So that you could ZCB spec, and utilize ruby bolts, and it would work with the Dizana's quiver because it lets you equip 2 ammo types.
Mm-hmm.
So, and do I want a crossbow to beat T-bow? No. However, there are times where it's like, well, the T-bow isn't good because the thing you're shooting has low magic,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because that's like where T-bow
That's how it
is
shines.
insane.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's like, well, why not?
Well, and like the other thing is like this is an MMO. There will come a point, like it's just the nature of games of this style, that the T-bow won't be the best ranged weapon. That will happen at some point.
You think so?
Yes. And I think people should be okay with that because the game will grow. Like in 15 years from now, the T-bow can't still be the best ranged weapon. It just doesn't make sense.
Maybe.
Like it should still be good, but there should be better alternatives.
I think they should do more with one-handed. Like I think they should go the route of one-handed mega rares, probably.
Yeah.
Because the two-handed ones, obviously, they've already kind of gone that route with it, and they're cracked in their respective styles. But I don't know. They also still leave room for other stuff too. So I don't know. It'd be cool if there was like a good one-handed, or like crossbow. Crossbow for me is like the big one. I'm like, make crossbows great again, please.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of crossbows, we should do some neck sometime for that ZCB.
Yeah. Make Doom a little easier.
That would mean we would need to do Zilliana, though, which is sad.
Why would we have to do Zilliana?
Because you need an ACB to kill necks.
Yeah, but... Wait, you need the ACB to kill necks?
There's a phase in it that you need a good crossbow. So...
Interesting.
That's what the guides we were watching said. I think it might be technically possible with a lower tier crossbow, but it would certainly make our lives easier using ACBs. That's why we started doing it that one time.
Right. That's not a bad idea. Zillion is not that bad. It's
Nah,
just
it's
not that
not.
good either.
It's just
I don't
fine.
know.
That's all. The problem is the kill times. The kill times are so slow.
Yeah.
Um,
It's funny
only
because
because of the respawn time.
right. I think the reason I was like commenting the other day of like, man, I kind of miss the perilous moons because when I think about the PVM encounters, like I feel like doing, I'm like, well, the God of War's dungeon bosses give you good stuff, but I don't feel like doing any of those fights. They're all butthole cancer.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well then what do I want to do next? It's like the perilous moons was like that nice mix of not too difficult, but
Mhm.
engaging enough, self-sustaining. You can go in and go out. I don't know. It was like for me, it was like the perfect PVM.
Yeah, because for you, the next tier of PVM to do is the really hard fun stuff or the really annoying bullshit stuff. Really hard fun, meaning like stuff like Mocha, right?
Right.
Which Mocha is fun. Like, I actually miss doing that boss. He was a fun time. After I finish this trip, I'm gonna go grab my food from the fridge.
Sounds good.
Nice. There's the trip. All right, I'm gonna telly to Priff real quick and then grab my food. BRB.
Okay.
Mic off. Mic on.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Danka danka. Having some leftover lamb vindaloo.
Nice. Is that from the Indian place?
Yeah, from last night.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Hold on. You need to go in the microwave longer, actually.
Gonna say that was a quick nuke. A quick nuke.
Are you to what Slayer test did you get again when you left? I don't remember.
I got neck rails.
Oh, nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, we're not mad about neck rails.
Yeah, I was calcing it after this Sire task. I should be like 40k-ish XP away from 93 Slayer.
40k,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can start getting
Smoke Devil tasks.
smokies.
Yeah.
Smokies. Yeah, extend those bitches.
Yep. Yeah, after this task, I'm gonna do point boosting at some point. I'm not saying that's a tonight thing. So that way, as soon as I hit 93, I can unlock the extend.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to get a Smoke Devil task without the extend on. That'd be sad.
Yup. Yup. It's funny. I was initially most excited for the crystal armor recolor, but now I'm like, dude, but what about the Oathplate Slayer helm?
Mm-hmm. I'm still excited for the crystal recolor just because we use it so often, though.
I am too. I just have a little bit of apprehension about Dead Man Moon. That's all. Because
Oh, that's
it's so
fair.
PvP focused. I'm like, I don't know how it's gonna go for me. Might be fine, might not. I don't really know.
That's the thing. I'm gonna try it, and if it ends up being cancer and I'm not enjoying myself, I'll stop doing it. So
Yeah, I would feel like I missed out more if I didn't get the Oathplate Slayer helm.
well, that's the fun thing with leagues is you don't have to deal with the PvP part of the game because it's all
Yeah, you
like
can-
PVM focused, doing tasks, unlocking areas on the map. So
It's actually not too bad, I don't think.
yeah, I think you'll enjoy leagues because you've never done a old school league before, right?
I haven't done any.
Yeah, they are a vibe.
I haven't done any. You going back to side, or you're just buying time for your food to microwave?
My food just microwaved, so I'm back at my
Nice.
desk.
Nice.
I guess the question is, do you want to do anything? Do you want to do some Slayer? Do you want to do Valo now? What vibe are you in?
You said you didn't want to do Valo now.
Well, I had time to get up and do my food and everything. So by the time I'm done, if you want to do Valo, I'm down to do it now, or we can do it later.
Let's do a Valo so it's out of the way.
Okay.
Because if I'm more sleepy going into
Fair. Mm-hmm. You should just think about, well, I guess it depends. Because I'm actually not sure how your brain works on this. For me, I pick a piece of loot I want. I don't even think about the boss fight. I pick the loot I want, and then I just go do that fight. But you might be more about, like, what's the fight, and is there good loot? So. Mm-hmm. Is it also 2-tick? Huh. If it is, then yeah, you're not wrong. Why can't I invite you? It's not letting me invite you. Mm-hmm. Here, I'm going to request to join party. I'm not getting it. Oh, there it is. All right. Just make sure to put the competitive. Yeah, Zora. Let's see. Magic Fang we wouldn't care about. Visage would be a good to have, but wait, didn't I get you a Visage? You have one, right? You have a helm, a Serp helm? Yeah. So it's literally just the blowpipe from there. The reason we'd want to go back to there at some point is less for the uniques and more for farming antidotes. Yep. So like that one's a boss less of a unique chaser and more for just the regular rewards. That's fair. And I'm down for Yama. It just was starting to sound like you wanted something fresh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Use them. Yeah. I mean, honestly, it's probably worth just getting that. Because the only time you'd use the blowpipe right now is Kefri. Mm. Mm. Ooh. Another boss that we should look at doing, and we could do it like solo together type vibe. Phantom Muspa, the Venator bow, with those new arrows would go fucking off, dude. Making their min hit 3. It is not. It uses arrows. So you charge it, but it fires arrows. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Muspa's a fun boss. We have the gear for it. It's for your icon. Oh, for seeds. Yes. Yeah, Muspa would be a fun time actually, because we have the gear. Because when it's brown, well, yes, but when I first did it to get my icon, it was a little tough because bothing the mage phase is really like it's really low DPS. But we've IX now, so you can mage swap. We actually have like the perfect setup to try that and like really push for it. Yeah. Totally valid. Mm-hmm. I will say, just like, because I think overthinking it definitely is part of it. If you don't remember, all of the DT2 bosses you one-tried in the story mode. And yes, the story mode has reduced hit points, but it wasn't even really close. Other than Whisper, and Whisper's a bitch still, so we just ignore Whisper. Amazing. Phoenix 30, Sova 30. Nice. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna wait to see if yeah. People are buying, so we buy. Oh, it was you. Funny. But yeah, I would try not to overthink it because I personally think literally all of the bosses except maybe Mocha you would pick up very, very quickly, and it wouldn't be a tough learning curve. Mocha's just a little crazy. Oh, you could pick it up. It would just take a little bit. Like you need to be like locked in, kind of thing for him. Oh, fuck. I flicked the flash, but I didn't line up the shot. Yeah. That's really bad that we lost that hard on a buy round. Mm-hmm. I pressed E. What the hell? Good finish, KJ. And T. You were classic V Spectre too. Oh, was it a Vandal? Got it. She had a Spectre, yeah? Spectre. Alright, I'm a Phantom.